It's Thursday, 11 o'clock. It's time for this week's Watch Drop. Last week, we changed the direction of the video a little bit and we went into rapid fire. Let's go through as many watches as we can in the time that we've got. And we had such good feedback on it, we thought we'd take the same approach this week. So today, I'm going to run through 12 or so watches that I think really stand out from this week's drop. And we've got some great ones too. So let's jump into it. The first few watches we're going to talk about this week come from Vacheron Constantin. It's a brand that I absolutely love, one of the Holy Trinity. And the first watch is this 1921 in platinum with an Arabic dial. This is a very low production piece, and I've seen it so many times on Instagram and in various social media spaces. But when you get this watch in hand, you really see what all the fuss is about. The 1921 is an exceptional watch anyway. I love the quirkiness of it, that sort of offset, twisted dial, and I love it. The format is fantastic. But the execution of this model, which is a very rare piece, in platinum is just stunning. The dial has a texture. It's like a Grand Seiko snowfall dial. But you have this sort of luxurious and luscious green of the indices on top. It just all comes together as just a wonderful, wonderful watch. I really love it, and I'm so pleased to see it in the drop this week. Next up, from Vacheron, the 47050. Now, this is a triple calendar from 1997, yellow gold, 36mm. What I love about it the most is the contrast of the moon phase versus that sort of yellow gold. It just pops. It pops in a way that, oh my God, I really love it. I just think the guilloche, the blue, the yellow gold, and 36mm, winning combination. Absolute classic. Onwards to another Vacheron. This is the Midsize overseas reference 4600, and it's a 34mm-ish case size, but frankly, it wears much more like a 36mm Datejust because of that integrated bracelet. I really like how this is executed in a very, very similar fashion to the larger size. Trust me, despite the dimensions on paper, this watch wears so well, and because the dial is so vibrant, it packs so much punch for the size. It's a brilliant watch. Finish off Vacheron, we're going to talk about the newly released 222 in steel. It's the first one that we've had at Subdial, and wow, we've seen the yellow gold one before, but God, the dial on this thing is exceptional. The blue is sort of muted, it's classic, and it's just wonderful. I think it's great. It deserves all of the praise that it's getting. And in an anniversary year for the brand, Vacheron have absolutely smashed it with these pieces that we've talked to so far. Brilliant thing. Next up, and taking it back to the beginning of luxury steel sports, this is the Audemars Piguet 15202, probably the truest representation of the original 5402. And what's great about getting this in is having it alongside the new 222, you get to compare the difference in bracelets, because these watches are all about that bracelet, the integrated feel. You absolutely see that the 15202 stands out in terms of sort of shininess and bling. It's so much more faceted and angular, but the 222 is much softer in comparison. The bracelet is all brushed. It's very, very silky, whereas this is much more sort of angular and, I don't know, I guess brutalist maybe. Fantastic to see these two side by side. I actually don't know which one I prefer. I think they're both great choices. Back to dress watches next, and this watch has really surprised me. In a week where Blancpain have released new Villeray models, this is I think it's a 90s watch. It's a reference 6056, and it's 38mm rose gold Perpetual calendar, and it's got absolutely everything that you would expect of a Perpetual calendar dress watch. It's a clean dial, much in the same way that the Patek 3940 is. The form factor is slim, it's hefty, but it's so well executed. And I just can't get over the value proposition of this thing. It's about £11,000 or £12,000, and I just don't understand how these things haven't taken off, because they're wonderful watches and really great alternative to a 3940. Moving on now to my favourite brand ever, Cartier, of course. This is a Chinoise from the CPCP era. I always think about this watch when I consider the CPCP era from 1998 to 2008, because I think this is the design that they got so bang on. The newer Chinoise and even the older ones have a slightly different form factor, whereas this is very much square. And I think it really suits the sort of, I guess, the vertical case flanks and then the horizontal top and bottom to the case. That sort of Chinese feeling design. It's got breguet hands, it's got a guilloche dial, it's got the CPCP sort of iconic sort of dial to it. I don't think there's anything more that you want from a Cartier, particularly from this era. It's a design masterpiece, and it's really horlogerie coming from Cartier, and that's not so common, frankly. I do think this is the perfect example of a CPCP watch. Next from Cartier, we have a Santos Dumont, and this is a really curious model, because a couple of years ago they released the Santos Dumont with lacquer case and dial. These are sort of inlaid coloured panels that were put onto a rose gold case. And of all the different metals that they brought out, steel and platinum, yellow gold, the rose gold with cream just took the world by storm. I adore this watch. It feels like a blob of cream on your wrist, and I don't know why it works so well, but it's got this sort of olive green strap, and frankly it's worth much more than the platinum equivalent, which is such an oddity. It really stands out as an exceptional watch, and one that is a fan favourite. So you don't see them coming up very often. I'm sure that won't last long at all. Next up, Garrick, of all brands. I did a video not too long ago with Justin Hurst about independent watchmaking, and this was my sort of value independent brand. And now that I've got one in hand, it's just, I'm absolutely sure I was right on that point. This is a sub £10,000 watch, but it looks like it's much, much more than the sum of its parts. This is a GPHG nominee with a plum dial, and a very rare thing to see. Really pleased to see it here. Last up, we've got not one, not two, but three Rolex GMT models. Two that are in the current catalogue and one that's been discontinued. Now, the first one that I want to talk about is this, the 116-710 LN. It's a watch that I'm really close to. I used to own this watch and I've really enjoyed it. I love the little pop of green, and it's nice to see it actually, frankly, on the Oyster bracelet. I think it suits the GMT really well. The other two models are from the current catalogue and have the Jubilee strap on them. It creates definitely a much more blingy look at me look, which I think suits a Rolex, but to my taste, there's a lot going on. The Sprite, the left-hand drive, is fantastic. Particularly if you're a lefty, then it's the watch for you. But the green on the bezel works really well in sort of matching the tones of the GMT hand itself. It's great to see this thing, actually. I haven't got hands-on with one before. But lastly, and not least, this is the two-tone GMT with a grey bezel and black upper bezel. The bit that I like about this the most is the warmth of the yellow gold in contrast with the black dial. You've got the yellow gold indices surrounding the plots, and you've got the yellow gold hands. And when you get it hands on, it just sort of works. That grey is such a lovely tone. It's very soft feeling. This time of year in autumn, I think these tones work brilliantly well. I really like this watch. It's the standout of these three in my mind. Well, that's this week's drop. Another crazy drop with all sorts of watches from every brand you can think of. I'm really spoiled for choice. Do hit the website, check them out, and I'll see you next week.